Lamine Yamal, who? We got Esteval at the crib. There's Esteval at home. What a performance from Chelsea FC. My God. This might be the best performance all season in all competitions. This is an incredible performance from the Blues. Chelsea 3, Barcelona 0. Before I get to anything in this video, guys, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. Well, where can I even start with this Chelsea team? Chelsea must have had 4 disallowed goals in this game. I can remember both of Enzo Fernandez's goals disallowed. I can remember a second half goal by, I think it was Andre Santos, disallowed. I think I'm missing one more. But Chelsea must have had like 4 goals disallowed this game. And they still scored 3 goals. And I know people will say the red card played a key role in, you know, how the game kind of ended up. And I agree, it did factor into the overall result. But Chelsea in that first half were dominant. Chelsea in that first half controlled the game. Barcelona did not have any time on the ball. It seemed like every time Frenkie de Jong got on the ball, Eric Garcia got on the ball, Lamine Yamal got on the ball, it was Cucurella on him. It was Caicedo on him. Reece James on him. No Barcelona player had a second to breathe in this game. Stamford Bridge away. Everybody, all Premier League teams know that's a difficult ground to go to. I don't think some of these bigger European clubs they don't understand what it means to go to Stamford Bridge, especially when you've played, you know, you play La Liga as a bit of a slower league, it's a bit more. When you come up against a team like Chelsea, who are fit, who are young, who are athletic, who will run you into the ground, who will tackle you, who have strong, capable players in all positions of the pitch, it's a problem. And then you look at that highline of Barcelona against the pace of Garnacho, against the pace of Neto, against the pace and trickery of Esteval. Esteval's not really like the fastest, but he's so clinical with his touches. And you saw it today for that goal that he scored. So clean. He doesn't move at a rapid pace, but he just moves so effectively. And I said it in a video maybe 2 weeks ago. One of my 10 favorite players to watch this season was Esteval. And you see exactly why in this game. This guy is a star. And I think he has 9 goals since, September? All comps. This guy is scoring at will now. Imagine the talk when he moved from Palmeiras was, man, is he going to be strong enough? Is he going to be quick enough, athletic enough? You know, he might get pushed off the ball. People can't even touch him. You can't even get close to him. He's so quick in his thought. He's so quick with his movement that you can't even touch the guy when he gets on the ball. But this game, right before the red card happens, which we'll talk about after we talk about the beginning of the game, Chelsea were just on fire. I don't know how to explain it other than on fire. The pace at which they played with, and I was kind of questioning, are they gonna be able to keep up with this pace, you know, and kind of maintain this pace throughout the game? The answer was yes. Because it seemed like, okay, maybe by 30 minutes, 35 minutes, maybe Barcelona would get control of the game. Chelsea would slow down. Chelsea did not slow down. And they just kept snapping. Caicedo just came on the screen right now. Caicedo was incredible today. And it would be so interesting to see this game if, you know, Cole Palmer had played, right? If Cole Palmer had played, if Pedri had played, if Rafinha, you know, I saw the game. It was so interesting to see these teams both at full strength to see how they'd match up. But given what we saw on the pitch right now, in my opinion, Chelsea are a better team than Barcelona right now. As presently constructed today, Chelsea are a better team than Barcelona. They just seem more complete. And a lot of the talk of Chelsea going to the season was, can they excel? Can they win the league? Can they fight for top 4? What are they going to do? The Champions League, what are they going to do? Chelsea's maturing week by week. This team is looking more mature every single week. And when I think about maturity and I think about immaturity, I just think of Ronald Araujo. I don't know, whichever way we pronounce it. This guy might be the worst captain at any big club in world football. I'm talking about talent and also just overall IQ and ability. This guy is genuinely horrible. Like I can't mention the amount of times I've watched Araujo play football for Barcelona and just stink it up. And it seems like every single time he's on the pitch, he stinks it up one way or the other. It's always one bozo mistake, one bozo decision, one after the other. Chelsea were destroying Barcelona up until that red card. But once that red card was confirmed, there was no coming back. because Barcelona did not have enough. Not just in terms of having 11 players, they didn't have enough like on the pitch. Look at that midfield: Caicedo, Enzo, and Reece James completely devoured Fermin, Frenkie de Jong, and Eric Garcia. First of all, the decision to play Eric Garcia in the midfield against a Chelsea for me was a foolish decision by Hansi Flick. You have Caicedo on the bench. You should have just played Caicedo and played Eric Garcia instead of Araujo, right? Because you had no control in the midfield. At least if Frenkie de Jong is not really doing, what. And Frenkie de Jong was terrible today, by the way. If he's not doing what he needs to do on the ball, at least you have Caicedo that can kind of supplement some things. But when Frenkie de Jong is not controlling the game, you have nothing going for you. Eric Garcia is not going to control the game in midfield. So for me, it was a poor decision. But the goal that Chelsea eventually break the deadlock with, yes, it's great from Correa, gets the ball in, and then credit to Ferran Torres. He actually clears the ball off the line, and it just, it's a mistake by, not a mistake really, but Koundé, lets the ball in. But I look at Ferran Torres, this game could have been completely different if Ferran Torres was not the second biggest bozo in that Barcelona squad. The amount of times this guy misses key chances in football games is astonishing to me. The amount of poor decisions this guy makes on the ball in the box is astonishing to me. That ball from Lamine Yamal is perfect. That should be 1-0. You have so much of the goal to aim at, and you still manage to miss the target completely. That's horrendous. There's no other word to use for that other than horrendous, atrocious, embarrassing even. That ball falls to Rashford, Rafinha, Lewandowski, even Lamine Yamal. It's 1-0 Barcelona, and the complexity of the game completely changes. But that miss, I feel like it just emboldened Chelsea, gave them confidence, and then they just ran with it from that point on. And then once they go up 1-0, I'm thinking, you know what? Second half, you're probably gonna bring on Rashford, you probably bring on Rafinha, and then you go for it. You have your big four attackers that you kind of planned on having this season: Rashford, Lewandowski, Lamine Yamal, Rafinha, front four. Boom, you go for it, and you find a way to score, right? And I think they probably might have found a way to score in the second half had that red card not happened. Red card happens, and at this point, the game from Barcelona is done. Barcelona did nothing from the point of the red card moving forward. Lamine Yamal was completely locked up by Cucurella, and you could say yes, because of the red card, it hurt, their attacking impetus. They kind of doubled up on Lamine Yamal, right? Because they knew he was the only real threat to carry the ball forward, to move the ball forward. And again, goes back to the selection again. I know you can't start Rafinha because he's just come back from injury, and you really can't start Rashford because he just recovered from a flu. So you really stuck with playing Fermin and Ferran Torres, and it played into Chelsea's hands perfectly because Chelsea knew these guys are not threats. They're threats when Lamine Yamal gets the ball and kind of creates things for them, but for them to create for themselves from deep, it's not happening. And it just played perfectly into Chelsea's hands, and they completely destroyed that second half. Chelsea could have scored 5 in that second half. So many disallowed goals, so many offsides, Chelsea could have genuinely scored 5 goals this game, and nobody would be surprised. You would just be kind of disappointed in Barcelona for just falling by the wayside. But Chelsea were exceptional today. They even got Liam Delap his first goal in a month almost? Chelsea fans, please correct me. It seems like he hasn't scored in over a month. I can't remember last time I saw Liam Delap score a goal. But Esteval, incredible today. Pajonato was actually very good today as well. Actually, I can't think about a Chelsea player that wasn't good today. Every single Chelsea player played their role perfectly today. And I don't care if the red card didn't happen, whatever. It seemed like Chelsea just had Barcelona's number the entire game. It seemed like Chelsea were just more fit. They were just more aggressive. They were more intentional in their movements. They were more clinical in everything that they did. They completely dominated Barcelona in every facet of the game. And you now have to ask some questions about this Barcelona team. What does this team look like without Pedri? They look completely vulnerable. We already know that Haaland is vulnerable as it is, especially since Inigo Martinez left. But with no control in the midfield, with no Pedri in that midfield, they look like such an average team. It's just crazy to say. A team with Lamine Yamal, Rafinha, Rashford, Lewandowski can look like an average team without one guy kind of knitting everything together. But that's how it looks. There's so much reliance on Pedri in that midfield that when he doesn't play, oh my, Frankie de Jong doesn't look like a good player at all. He really doesn't. And today he was terrible. Today he was absolutely terrible. I didn't see anything from Eric Garcia. Koundé, unfortunate with the own goal. Balde, he tried to push forward at times. He tried to, create things. But there was nothing from anybody in that Barcelona team. And once that red card, once they went down to 10 men, I knew there was just nothing. Because the player that you rely on the most to create things in that Barcelona team, Lamine Yamal, he wasn't even fully fit. So there was nothing. He was not going to give you, the most explosive, dynamic, dynamite performance. He wasn't even fully fit. So it just played perfectly into Chelsea's hands, but Chelsea still had to do their job, and they did it perfectly. They did it to the best of their ability. They did it completely. They didn't miss a single step in this game. It was a perfect game from Chelsea in every single aspect. And then to top it off with a clean sheet, makes it even better. So Chelsea now, I think they jumped to 10 points. Barcelona now 7 points from 5 games. You're looking at this team and you're thinking, you have 3 games left. You have to win all 3 games. You have to end with 16 or so points. So you have to end with 16 points minimum, because I think last season 16 points was what you needed to get top 8. And it was like top 16 was more 11 points or something like that. So they need to win these 3 games. I don't know exactly who the 3 games are against, but whoever it is, they cannot lose any more games. They cannot drop any more points in the Champions League. Otherwise, they're run a serious risk of not qualifying for the last 16. But Chelsea fans, exception. Please, Chelsea fans, who was the man of the match in this game? Because I'm looking at Esteval, I'm looking at Caicedo. I'm looking at Enzo Fernandez. Enzo Fernandez was amazing today. I'm looking at the entire front line, the entire front 6 of that Chelsea team. Chalobah was exceptional at the back. I'm looking at that entire front 6. It could have been anyone of Neto. It could have been anyone of Caicedo. It could have been Reece James. It could have been Esteval. Everybody played exceptionally well today. So, guys, let me know in the comments your thoughts, Chelsea fans especially, your thoughts on the game, your thoughts on who you think was the man of the match, what do you expect from this Chelsea team now? Because I'm looking at this Chelsea team and I'm thinking to myself, this team is a team that they've proven that they're good in cup competitions. They're now second in the Premier League. They're looking like they're good in league as well. This team can finish top 4, top 3. Then you can compete in any of these cups and win any of these cups, in my opinion. Why not? So let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys very, very soon. Peace out.